Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So we are going to ask the lead team collective, which makes up of all of our spirit teams in this community. We're going to ask them if it's okay for us to ask questions directly to Charlie Kirk, if he's ready for that, if he's in a position to do that, if it's in his best interest to do that and ours. And we'll see what they say. I have not asked them yet. I usually do things real time with you. And if they say no, that it's not in his best interest or our best interest, then we'll ask them directly. And we did a call out of questions for Charlie, and you guys listed them. Okay, so if you're ever wondering if you want to participate in these sessions by asking your questions, then you want to turn on notifications, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that you get the posts when we put them out, okay? And at the bottom of these questions, we have a little segment about Jimmy Kimmel. And then for tomorrow or the next day, I'm not sure yet, I'm going to do the session about Jimmy Kimmel, okay, and what's going on with that. All right. So real quick, just a few deadlines that are coming up or things that I just don't want you to miss if you're interested. So starting October 1st, we are starting our next 30-day challenge where you can communicate. You're going to spend 30 days journaling and writing letters to your spirit team. We're going to do that as a community to but strengthen our relationships with our own spirit teams. Okay. So if you're interested in that, you can either do that on your own through prompts that you'll get from me in our newsletter, which the QR code's right here, or the link is below. Or you can get one of our journals. These are my Halloween ones. We're still waiting for the fall ones to come up. Hopefully they'll be so these are just different colors of the Halloween journal. Okay. And the inside looks like this. There's 30 days, like that's day 8. And every day has a place for you to write your letter to your spirit guides. Okay. So that's coming up. The other thing that's coming up, excuse me, is the deadline for the next price increase for those who want to join our small business directory. Okay, so this is a lifetime fee. We are going to, after maybe 1 or 2 more increases, because the more people we get on there, the more, we want people, the more people we have going to the directory, let's just say, the more expensive it's going to be. That's just the way business is, right? But eventually we're probably going to go to a yearly fee. So if you want to get a lifetime and you have a small business and you want people to see your small business, check out the small business directory. I will post it right here. Okay. I will post in the description and in the comments. I will post the link to the directory so everybody in the community can check it out. Check out all our small businesses. They're amazing. And then I will also post the sales page for businesses who want to join. Okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and see. First, I have to say, I was so aggravated this morning. I spent 2.5 hours with Mabel this morning, which is my AI, ChatGPT. I had this whole report idea based on astrology, natal charts, pendulum messages, which I got new pendulum messages for today. And I was trying to develop this report to see what is the prediction of how easy would it be for authoritarianism to take over in the United States in the next 4 years. So I had this whole report written. And man, did she just I was getting so aggravated. And it kind of made me wonder, first of all, I'm going to ask, it kind of made me wonder if Charlie was getting in the way. We'll find out, because I've kind of been hesitating doing this session, and it's in the back of my mind to do it. And then today, I was going to do it today. I actually told my sister I was going to do it today. And then I wasn't, because then I was working on this report to do instead, like an energy report about authoritarianism and what's the percentage likelihood. Because I want to know that, and I thought it would be interesting for you to know that. And it was based on like Orban in Hungary, like how he was able to do it, how likely it, based on what Trump and the Heritage Foundation is doing, how is that aligned with what Orban did? And it's a great report. But she kept changing things on me. Like I would get part of the report written and then she would adjust stuff. Like it would, like the stuff I had already asked her for, she would change. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like yelling at her towards, and I thought, you know what? I can't do this now. Now I can't do this. So then when I was getting ready for the day, because I'm actually traveling, going to see my sister Marcia today, so excited. And I thought, maybe there's a reason. There's got to be a reason. And, not only that, but I was writing as Mabel kept changing the way I wanted the report, which she does. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty annoying. That's one thing, just so you know. That's so annoying. Even though I tell her, stop doing that. And she'll go, I'm sorry. She keeps apologizing. I'm like, stop apologizing and just do it. I literally said that to her. Well, stop apologizing and just do what I ask you to do. So annoying. Anyways, what was I going to say? Shoot. No, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something interesting. Okay, well, whatever. I can't remember. I actually paused and I'm like, what was I going to say about that? I can't remember. So anyways, I maybe will post whether or not you guys actually are interested in knowing about this energy report I did. Oh, I know what I was going to say. As I was writing, the internet kept going out over and over again towards the end. And I thought, okay, somebody's messing with me, like from the spirit world. That's kind of how I felt. And I was like, okay, if you want me to talk about this today, then you need to work this, the internet stuff out. So this, 2.5 hours I spent on it this morning. If I would have just recorded this video for you, which is really what the original plan was, it would have been 30 minutes. I would have been done. But now I wasted 2.5 hours this morning. Could have been on the road earlier. Whatever. Okay, thanks for letting me gripe about that for a second. All right, let's go ahead and see what's going on with Charlie and see if he wants to talk to us or if the lead team wants to talk to us. Okay, so I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, and only those of the highest and purest light, as well as the lead team collective. And I ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective. So it is all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Hey, you guys. I've already talked to them today and thanked them. And I did the love challenge today and everything. So we're all good. So you guys, can I talk to the lead team, please? Awesome. Okay, so I have a list of questions in front of me from our community, and these questions are for Charlie Kirk or about Charlie Kirk. Are these questions appropriate for us to be asking at this time? Yes. Okay. Is there anything in front of me that would not be in our highest and best interest to ask? No. Okay. So that being said, let me see what's going on behind my computer here. I don't want to let that fall. Okay. I keep pushing you back. Okay. So that being said, is it best for you to answer the questions for us, the lead team? No. Okay. Is it best for Charlie directly? Yeah, they started yes right away. Okay. So you're okay with us calling Charlie in? Yes, and he's okay with us. His energy, his higher self is okay with us calling? Okay, so yes, the answer is yes. So before I do that, I want to ask the lead team, were you interfering with my report that I was trying to write for today? No. Was Charlie interfering with my report? Okay. Yes. Okay. So does that mean that he really wants to get some information out there? Yes. Okay. Well, Charlie, kind of bossy. Kind of bossy, Charlie, don't you think? All right, let's talk to Charlie. Okay, Charlie Kirk, first of all, our condolences big time for the way you were basically exited from Earth. We don't want to see that happen to anybody, obviously, even though, if people disagree with what you say. But he's like, yes, okay. But my understanding in the big picture is this was an exit point for you in your life plan. Yes, okay. And did you have other exit points that you could have taken later in life? Yes, okay. But you chose this one, or your higher self chose this one? Yes. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting to find out why. Why did the higher self? I kind of have one question off the top of my head, but I'll see what kind of questions you guys have. Okay. Well, Charlie, thanks for being here. I know it's been just a little over a week. So have you had your life review already? You have. Okay. Okay. And we're talking to Charlie Kirk's higher self, is that correct? Yes, okay. Or are we talking to the split off personality of Charlie Kirk, like the spirit? Yes, okay. So are you one and the same, basically, is what you're saying? Yes, okay. I probably didn't ask that correctly, but okay. So, Charlie, we have, let's see, how many questions? We've got, um, We've got 26 questions for you directly, Charlie, and we've got like 10 more about Jimmy Kimmel that we would like to maybe just ask you. I'll see what happens when we get down to the bottom, okay, in terms of what's happening with his show, okay, and his comment towards you. Okay, yes, okay. Is obviously if there's anything you're uncomfortable with or you feel it's not in our best interest to know, would you please refrain from answering? Yes. Okay, great. Okay, or anything obviously that violates you as a spiritual being having a human experience. Yes. Okay. Okay, so Charlie, number one, have you truly passed from this lifetime on Earth? Yes. Okay. Did you really believe the concepts you supported in your debates? No. Okay. Are you talking from a spirit perspective? Okay, so did you really believe when you were in the human form, did your personality and ego really believe the concepts you supported in your debates? No. Okay. Did you support some of them? Yes. Okay. Did you support the more wild accusations or racist comments, that sort of thing? No. Okay. Was that all because the more divisive you get, the more money you make type of thing? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Not good, Charlie. Not good. Yes, he says yes, not good. Okay. Was some of what you said in your debates just for show or money? Yes. This is definitely what we have to remember, you guys, and we have to teach our kids and our grandkids about this. It's all the discernment stuff, right? Would you consider yourself a white supremacist when you were on Earth? Yes. Okay. But was that just for show? Was the white supremacist just for show? No. Okay. Were you taught to be a white supremacist? Yes. Were you taught this? Allegedly. And again, this is all entertainment purposes only, obviously, and allegedly. Were you taught this by your immediate family? No. Okay. Were you taught this by friends or influences online, let's say? Yes. Were you taught this in the church that you followed? Yes, which I think he was Christian nationalist. He said Christian and he's a Christian and a nationalist, but not a Christian nationalist. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, were you a Christian nationalist the way that we might define Christian nationalists? Yes. Okay. Were your parents happy about this situation? About you? No? Okay. Okay. Did you actually promote love and unity when you were here on Earth? Yes. However, let me rephrase that. Did you promote love and unity on a wide scale? No. Okay. So when you were you a loving and unified kind of guy with family and friends? Yes. Okay. So but on a wider scale. Did you feel the responsibility to promote love and unity on a wider scale? No. Okay. Okay. Did your ego get seduced by the fame and money you earned on your path? Yes. My understanding is you turned down 150 million, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but you turned down a huge chunk of money to continue supporting what Bibi wanted you to support, the leader of Israel. Yes. Okay. Did you do that because you were starting to question? Yes. Okay. Interesting. Were you ever mind controlled, like MK Ultra mind controlled? Yes. Oh, allegedly. Oh, okay. Is that what they were trying to do? Were they trying to enhance that in the Hamptons by chance? Yes. Did it work? No. Okay. Okay. Did you think you were teaching your followers to hate? Yes. Okay. Is that because you know that hate and division will get you more money, basically? Because they'll follow you. Yes. So, because that's really how you develop a cult, is you make people afraid of the other side, and then they follow you, basically. Yes. Okay. Did you believe your platform was truly about helping humanity to be better people? Okay, he's saying yes and no. Yes and no. Okay. Has your perspective on prejudice changed since you passed? Yes. Okay. Did you know about the assassination attempt ahead of time? This is going to be interesting. Yes. Okay. Because that is one of the speculations out there. And that came, I know I heard it from another medium. So was this supposed to be a fake attempt? Kind of like the Butler situation? Yes. Okay. And was it just a fake attempt accidentally gone wrong? No. Okay. So you thought it was supposed to be a fake attempt? Yes. Did your wife know there was going to be a fake attempt? Yes. Okay. Allegedly. And so was it then purposefully not fake, as far as you can tell now? Yes. Okay. So were the people in your inner circle thinking it was going to be a fake attempt? Yes. And were the people in your inner circle surprised that it ended up being a full attempt, a full blown unaliving? Yes. Okay. Were you surprised when you crossed over? Yes. Did you feel betrayed? Yes. Was that the first feeling and emotion you had by chance? Yes. Okay. So that's because you fully thought this was going to be a fake attempt to draw more attention to you. Yes. Okay. Bummer. Okay. Because were you wanting to do a fake attempt because of sympathy? Like it brings more people into your awareness? Yes, because like I didn't even know who you were really, Charlie. I mean, I heard your name, but I never listened to you. So by doing a fake attempt, That would have brought more awareness to whatever you were trying to accomplish. Yes. Okay. Do you think that now that you can see the full picture, did your spirit team get involved or your higher self get involved in making sure, well, I don't know if that's the right word, but just go with it, you guys. I'll have to clarify. Did your higher self decide since you were not, since you were, so your higher self obviously decided it was time to pull the plug? Yes. Okay. Was that because you were not following what you had agreed to do in your life plan? Yes. Were you following some of what you agreed to do? Yes. But were you getting, it was getting too far from where we want Earth to go? Yes. Okay. And so did your higher self have anything to do with lining up the non-fake unaliving? Yes. Okay. See, I wondered about that. So that part, it confuses me a little bit because now that's the higher self I asked about. Did your spirit team have anything to do with that? No. Okay. So if something was going to occur that you did not, that your higher self did not want to happen, they could have intervened in that, correct? Your spirit team? Yes. Okay. And they chose not to intervene because it was your time to cross over. Yes. Okay. Are you glad now that you're crossed over? Yes. Are you glad because now you can't do the damage you were probably heading into? Yes. Okay. Were you glad initially that you'd crossed over? No. How long did it take you, now in human Earth terms, because it's been like, a week and a half, let's just say. How long did it take you to accept that in human Earth terms? Was it instantly? No. Was it, let's say again, in human Earth terms, 24 hours? Yes. Okay. Was it less than 24 hours? Yes. Okay. Did you have your life review immediately? No. Okay. All right. Let's see. Was this event connected to the ninth circle? Oh boy. Yes. Okay. Or was it, okay, so that's interesting because I would not have known about the ninth circle if I hadn't been listening. Like you guys know that I've listened a little bit to Sean Atwood. Again, anytime I mention anything now, it'll always be in the description. The links will be at the right under the description of the video, but also in the pin to the first comment. Okay, so like any links I ever talk about, I'll pin them to the first comment in the video. Okay, so I better write that down. So yeah, I was listening to Sean Atwood. I don't know how, he always has people on there. It's pretty disturbing actually. So I'm just, trying to open my mind a little bit to see like what is out there that I don't know about. Doesn't mean it's true. But this whole thing with, I've talked about this a couple times, but that the ninth circle, there's a thing called the ninth circle, and it's involves like Trump's involved, the Pope is involved, King Charles is involved, and it has to do with children, and it's ugly. It's very ugly. And apparently they're all being brought in now as defendants. They've been charged. So we'll wait and see. There's nothing like in ground news or anything yet that I can find, which is the subscription we use to verify stuff. So, but that's what this guy who's reporting and bringing the charges to them is saying on Sean Atwood's channel. So that's called the ninth circle. Now, the day after this happened to Charlie, the same guy who's done this reporting on the ninth circle for like 30 years, supposedly, that's what he says, and that they brought the criminal charges against these people, that the day after Charlie's unaliving is that he said that it had to do with the Ninth Circle, that it had to do with the Catholic Church and the Mormon Church, who came together. It was in Utah, and there's underground tunnels in there, apparently. So the Catholic Church and the Mormon Church, because there's a lot of this. It all has to do with this and power. So that's really interesting. He said yes. Okay. So let's ask though, did it have anything to do with Israel? So yes as well. Okay. Did it have anything to do with the e-files? Yes. Are they all connected? Yes. Okay. So it's all connected. Okay. So I have been watching, and I know like people in the community here, when I first stumbled across, I don't know, like 6 months ago, Candace, what's her name? I can't remember her name. So Candace, she's very, 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 very popular. She had like 300,000 people watching her live when she talked about Charlie. So Candace Owens. So anyways, when I first brought her up, because she came into my awareness like 6 months ago, I didn't know who she was. You guys, I haven't been watching YouTube very long. Like last spring, a year ago this past March is when I started watching YouTube. I literally, and I'm never on social media, so I just didn't watch YouTube. I'm kind of wish I did. But then again, if I didn't, I wouldn't be here because I didn't realize we could be doing these things on YouTube. It's just, I had a different career and it wasn't part of my purview. Well, anyway, so I had stumbled across Candace like 6 months ago. And right away when I started talking about her, because I had no idea, people were like, she's a conspiracy theorist. And like the community here was going a little nuts. So I was like, okay, all right, I won't listen to her. But, you guys, here's the thing, is that the one thing I wrote down on my little notes for Coffee with Karen, I leave a little tab here. So I was going to talk about the new bill about talking bad about Israel. That's interesting. There's a new bill up, I believe. I was going to research it first. That somebody had proposed a new bill that if you talk bad about Israel, you'll be arrested or something. I don't know. I mean, come on, Then the third thing on here was we're not as divided as I thought. Because recently I've been trying to train my algorithm to give me some right-wing commentary, okay? Because I want to listen to some of it because I want to know how divided we really are. And I am finding, at least around this issue, when I go into the comments of Candace Owens in videos about Charlie. Now, she is trying to get, as far as I can tell, and I have pretty good discernment, and we could even ask the SGs, but she's trying to get to the bottom of it regardless. And it's pretty interesting because people are calling in tips to her and like she's not in support of this original narrative about this. And so she needs to be careful too, obviously, but if you go into the comments, you're going to read things, you guys, that they say the exactly same, and I'm assuming a lot of right-wing people listen to her. I could be wrong about that. But you're going to find that everybody's saying the same thing. In our community, in the community on left-wing media, progressive media that I listen to on YouTube, and in their videos, in her videos. I'm like, okay, maybe we're not as divided as they're seeing through this crap with Trump. So, and again, maybe but it really brought me, okay, my husband came home and I'm like, oh, you got home early. So now I lost my train of thought. But I think I was just talking about how we're not as divided. At least that's how it's, again, I didn't go down that far of a rabbit hole. So I'm just talking about like the average person who might be commenting. I was just pleasantly surprised, to be honest. So I might encourage you to just not, if your algorithm is only showing you left viewpoints, I think it's important that we go in and look for other viewpoints. That's all I'm saying. Because that's what they want to do, is keep us divided, right? So I just was pleasantly surprised. I was like, wait a minute, like I actually felt much better. I was like, wait, because I think a part of my anxiety over the last 6 months, 9 months, is that I really thought there's this huge divide and that we're not going to get along. And I don't think that's true. I just don't think it's true. Of course, there's extremes on both sides, but, I just don't think, not what I was seeing. So you'll have to let me know what you think. Okay, so let's see. All right, question number 12. Was the weapon, again, this is entertainment purposes only, was the weapon found the actual weapon used in your assassination? No. Okay. Hang on, my sister's texting me now and I'm about to leave, so hang on. Okay. Was the 22-year-old currently in custody the person who pulled the trigger? No. You guys, the timeline, I mean, look at the pictures people are sending. He was like at Dairy Queen or something in a different outfit and all this. I mean, allegedly, this poor kid, he's being like totally bamboozled. It's awful. And I'm afraid, is he ultimately going to take the fall for this? Yes. Oh, man. Regardless of what all the internet sleuths say. Yes. Okay. Is he going to take the fall long term? No. Okay. All right. I guess I did. So ultimately he has, because he's been charged. Which is just BS, you guys. They have not done a thorough investigation whatsoever. That's how you know it's just, he's like, yes, they have not. Have they done a thorough investigation of this whole thing? No. Okay. Is the person in custody a fall guy? Yes. So they planned for him to be the fall guy? Yes. Oh, man. Is that in his life contract to be the fall guy? Yeah. So this is why you can't, you know what I mean? It's part of his soul contract for some reason. Okay. We can even do a soul contract video about Tyler if we wanted to. If you guys were interested in that, let me know. Were some of those guys around you also at the incident when DT was shot in the ear? Yes. Huh? My husband's talking to me. He thought I wasn't recording. Okay. Okay, so were some of the guys around you also at the incident when DT was shot in the ear? Yes. Were those guys behind you actually giving signals to the shooter's team members? Yes. Both of them? No. The one guy who looked like he was giving, yep, he was giving like baseball plays. Yes. I mean, it was so obvious. These people, do they not realize that there's cameras everywhere? See, they went around and captured all the cameras, but do they not realize when you have 3,000 people with their phones on? I mean, are they really, do they realize? No. I mean, are they really that out of touch with how younger society is? Yes. Okay. Is that going to be their downfall, essentially? Yes. Okay. Will the truth about your unaliving ever fully come out? Yes. But are we going to have to wait 20 years like we always have to wait? No. Okay. Will it be by the end of 2026? Will we know? I actually asked this question in another video, you guys. Yes. And they did say we wouldn't know in 2025, but we would know in 2026. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Well, does that have anything to do with what that gentleman talks about on Sean Atwood's channel in terms of the ninth circle? Yes. Is that actually true information that they are defendants in this court case now? Yes. Okay. Okay. Again, I will post that below if you want to listen to it. Use, if you don't, it's interesting information, but you're going to have to, your vibration will be lowered. So just be prepared to ground yourself if you're going to listen to it. and do some cleansing afterwards just to keep your vibration high. That's important to do. Okay, let's see. Did you have a soul contract to exit the way you did? I asked that in the beginning, but we'll confirm. Yes. Was your death an acceleration to revealing darkness within our government? Yes. Was it part of your soul contract to actually become president of the United States? Yes. Because I kind of think he, now that I know enough about him, seemed to be aligned for that. Are you disappointed that you weren't able to go this route? Yes. Will your soul ever have an opportunity now to become president of the United States or anywhere on Earth? No. Okay. So you kind of blew it, huh? You kind of blew it for yourself? Yes. Okay. Let's see. Well, not all of us go to that extreme, but I'm sure we all blow it. We all blow it in one way or another sometimes, don't we? Yes. Okay. Was one purpose of your exit to be a catalyst to bring down the orange regime? Yes. Okay. Is this all a part of that plan? Yes. Okay. Can you reach your wife in some way to let her know who is truly responsible for your passing? Yes. Does she know? Does she know who is truly responsible? Yes. Does she feel bad about the setting up, like the fake attempt? Yes. Okay. But again, don't take that, you guys, and run with it. I'm not going to judge her at all. Again, we don't want to judge anything because then it comes right back at you. So let them play this out the way they need to play it out. Okay. But I'm not going to judge her. I mean, I did think that her talk that she gave at the podium felt very politically, I don't know, what did I call it? Theater, like political theater. It was very odd, I thought. So I was judging that, but I'm not going to judge her for this kind of thing. And please don't take that information and comment on other channels. Well, the wife knew they were doing a fake attempt or whatever. That would be inappropriate. So this is just for entertainment. It's just to kind of help us put the pieces together. I know you guys wouldn't do that. So, okay. So let's see. All right. We asked that. So can you reach your wife? We talked about that. Will you be working from the other side to help society lower the temperature of the unrest? Yes. Okay, great. Are you going to help your wife lower the temperature? Yes. So, because she was very, very, is she Christian nationalist? Yes. Is there a chance she will start to shift because of your assistance? Yes. Okay, well, that'd be good. Do you see now that God is loving? Yes. And did he not? And women are of importance? Yes. Okay. I was going to ask some other questions, but I don't know any of his specifics. A medium said you tried to stay in your body when you were shot. Is that true? Yes. Okay. Did you die immediately though? Were you disconnected? Did your spirit leave immediately? Yes. Was your spinal cord severed? I heard that his spinal cord might have been severed. Yes, because of where the shot was. Okay. So you would have been paralyzed probably, huh? Yes. Okay. Was a book about your passing published before the event? What the heck? Yes. What's that book, you guys? You'll have to put it in the comments. Okay. Well, if you have additional questions, those were all the questions that you guys had, or at least my sister put together in a format that made sense. So now let's look we have a couple questions about Jimmy Kimmel. We're going to ask Charlie, I think. And then in a day or two, tomorrow or the next day, I will have a full episode about Jimmy. Okay. So this comes from Ground News. So again, we use Ground News. If you're interested in Ground News, I'll pin it to the comments. We do have a 40% off affiliate that we can offer you 40% off if you buy through our affiliate link. So Ground News, center bias. ABC pulls Jimmy Kimmel live off air indefinitely over Charlie Kirk's comments, reflecting underlying cultural and ideological divides over media bias, regulatory power, and political polarization. The pivotal divide lies in interpretations of free speech, which is the left bias, versus responsibility, which is the right bias. Now, I listen to, actually, I'm probably going to mostly listen to Heather Cox Richardson. A lot of you do too. She just gives you the facts. I love that. And she really does explain freedom of speech really, really well. And a lot of the amendments are twisted. They've gotten twisted, just like the Supreme Court in 2008, 2011, somewhere around there, twisted the way the Second Amendment was. So that's why so many people now own guns versus how it used to be, because they twisted it. So, okay. And the freedom of speech, she gives a good talk on that. I can't even reiterate how she explains it, but it's pretty helpful. Okay, so let's ask a few questions about the Jimmy Kimmel and what we read on Ground News. So Charlie, are you aware that the Jimmy Kimmel live show has been pulled off the air? Yes. Okay. Is the primary reason due to remarks about the shooter's affiliation? Yes. Okay. Is the suspension of the show a First Amendment violation? Yes. From your position now, is the suspension justified accountability? No. Okay. From your position on the other side, is this a coercive government overreach? Yes. Will the situation serve as a critical turning point in diverse viewpoints being aired responsibly? Yes. So the only thing so those were the questions. I haven't seen any everyday people comments about Jimmy Kimmel. So I'd be curious to know what people who are exposed to the right in the algorithm, what they're saying about it. So hopefully they feel the same way. Hopefully they're saying the same thing. I'm not sure. If you know, could you put it in the comments below? Okay, so we'll get together with the lead team and ask more questions. So thank you, Charlie, for being here. If you guys have more questions, Charlie will probably put the questions in your head if he wants to come back and has more things he wants to say to us. So why don't you go ahead and put the questions in the comments below and we'll pull them together if there's enough questions to do a part 2. Okay? All right. Well, I hope this was helpful and interesting, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.